Welcome back to East West Brothers Garage. This is Kevin, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the range and charging of my Polestar 3. The Polestar 3 is equipped with a 111 kilowatt hour battery pack, 107 of which are usable. And theoretically, the car is capable of charging at up to 250 kilowatts, but it's a little more complicated than that. To get us started, I've been tracking the Polestar 3's charging performance since I first got the car back in December of 2024. In doing so, I've been tracking all of the input, which means the amount of kilowatt hours that have been fed into the battery. This means that I've been tracking the amount of power from the charging stations, the amount of power delivered by charging stations, and also I've been tracking the amount of power that has been delivered on my home charger using a device that shows all of the power delivery from the socket and through to the car itself. My home charging setup is a 220 volt outlet with a 400 amp maximum, which gives me the ability to provide up to 9.6 kilowatts to the car. Outside, I've used a combination of EVgo, Rivian charging network, as well as Electrify America stations for my DC fast charging. For the consumption side, I've been able to take advantage of the Polestar Journey Log tool, which records all of the data of every time the car is driven. That includes recording the start and stop state of charge. That includes the mileage. That includes information about the location and destination information. And using that, I've been able to build a spreadsheet of data that shows the driving consumption throughout my entire period of ownership. From this data, we can see that uh, over the course of the 10,000 miles that I've owned this vehicle, there's been a significant amount of what is called vampire drain. So anytime I start a drive where the state of charge at the start is less than the state of charge where I previously left the vehicle, I've been able to track that. And in addition to that, I've been able to track and understand how much charging loss there might be in terms of what is provided out of the charger to the vehicle versus what the vehicle actually places into the battery. In the first 10,000 miles of ownership of the vehicle, we're currently seeing about 3.26 miles per kilowatt hour, which if we then take that and multiply it by the 107 usable kilowatt hour battery pack, we get an estimated range of about 328 miles on a full charge. Given that this car has an EPA rating of 315 miles, we're already doing a pretty good job of overperforming compared to that EPA rating. Now, to be fair, I am located in Southern California where the weather is fairly comfortable most of the year round. Doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold, so take that with a grain of salt. However, even though I've driven much of that mileage with air conditioning on and in conditions that can range from as low as down in the 40s with rain to as high as over 100-degree weather, it's averaging out to be quite comfortably longer than that EPA range. In terms of charging speed, at public charging stations where I've DC fast charge, the highest speeds that I've seen have been around 205 kilowatts. Now, that's lower than the 250 kilowatt rating for the vehicle, but that has to do with the fact that the car is capable of accepting up to 625 amps, but the vast majority of fast chargers are simply not capable of delivering that and are typically capable of delivering only about 500 amps. That means that at most DC fast chargers, you're going to be limited to about 200 to 205 kilowatts, which is the 205 is the highest that I've seen at public DC fast charging stations. But still, That means that I'm typically able to do about 10 to 80% in somewhere between 32 and 35 minutes, depending on the charger itself. So the overall charging curve of this vehicle is quite good. Now, I know some folks were really excited about the possibility of the 2026 models receiving the 800 volt architecture. And I have to say, personally, for me, that actually doesn't really excite me that much as the idea of faster charging is really intriguing. I don't find the current charge times to be that challenging and that unmanageable. And honestly, the loss of the torque vectoring differential in the back, to me, makes a bigger difference in the overall performance of the car versus the charging speed or the charging architecture. So with that, all I have to say at this point on the charging efficiency and range for this vehicle. I hope that was helpful information. If it was, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified when we share our next video and talk about some of the performance aspects of the car. Thanks again.